Hi, this is Yoga for Sleep. There are many reasons that you can have sleep disturbance, from stress to anxiety, depression, hormonal changes like menopause, or even seasonally, as it's harder to sleep in the summer and the fall, and it's easier to sleep in the spring and the winter. This yoga practice is good for all of it. Each of those reasons that you might have sleep disturbance does require some nuanced strategy and intervention to help manage it. But this yoga practice is good for all of it. It is a wonderful mind, body, calm down practice. It's a very simple and short practice, and it's best done at night, pretty close to when you're about to go to bed. So you can do it in your pajamas and your socks or whatever you wear to bed. It doesn't require many elements to be able to accomplish this practice. You just need some space, and specifically for this one, you do need some wall space because we end with legs up the wall. If you have a blanket, that's nice if you want to put that under your hips when you do the legs up the wall posture. So find a space, get super comfy, and we shall begin. We're going to start this practice standing, and we do that because we want to take what we've done in the day, a busy day, and mindfully start to calm it down and literally lower ourselves down into a more restful state. So we're going to start standing. So take a moment and get into mountain pose. Feet are about hip distance apart. Go through your body, making sure you're nice and aligned, soften the eyes, the jaw, the shoulders, get in a comfortable standing posture, mountain pose. And then when you're ready with an inhale, let that inhale sweep your arms up, interlock your fingers here, and turn your palms up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, take a side stretch. We're going nice and slow throughout all these postures. You can take a full breath here. And then when you're ready, come back up. And let your next exhale take you over to the other side. And feel that stretch, feel the side body release. And then come back up center and release your arms back down. And we're going to do that again. So when you're ready, let your inhale take you into reaching your arms up. Interlock your fingers, turn your palms up, and exhale into a side stretch. And just feel that tension around the rib cage. The center of our body is where we store heat, so this helps release heat, especially if menopause or hormonal issues are part of the reason for your sleep disturbance. We'll just stay just a moment longer and then come back up and take a side stretch the other way. And just stay allowing yourself to feel what's happening while you're doing these postures. That's part of the mindfulness practice of yoga, is being turned inward to feel what you're doing while you're doing it. And then come back up and release your arms back down. From here, we're going to bring our hands behind us, interlocking the fingers behind our back, drawing the shoulder blades back and down. And then with an inhale, open that heart space even more, drawing the wrists away from your low back a little bit. And with an exhale, come into a forward fold, hinging at the hips, but then soften, rounding your back, relaxing the head and neck. Let the arms drop over for a moment. And if you want more stretch across the shoulders, you can squeeze your palms towards each other, letting the head hang, maybe shake the head a little bit to see if you're releasing. And then let the arms drop down here in ragdoll posture. And again, we're trying to create the energy of calming the whole mind-body system down. So get a little droopy into this, soften into it. And maybe place opposite hand on opposite elbow and gently, slowly, softly sway side to side. Any swaying side to side is calming for the nervous system. Here you also get a little more release of that tension and tightness built up in the back of your legs. And then release the hands back down, and we're going to make our way into a downward facing dog posture. So from here, walk your feet back, let the arms stretch out, lift up through the tailbone, lengthening the spine, lowering the heels, and feel free to take some gentle movement to, again, continue to release tension and tightness. Softening where there's tightness. Nice deep breaths here. We'll stay for one more. And then you're going to lower down into tabletop, dropping the knees, and continue on lowering down to the floor, belly down. setting up for a cobra or an up dog. So here, roll the shoulders back, wrists are underneath the elbows, so the shoulders are far away from the ears, and let an inhale take you into this posture, drawing up through an inhale, shoulders back and down, lengthen the spine. You can tip the head up, but mindfully stretch out through the top of the head. And then when you're ready, release it back down. From here, make your way into a tabletop, and we're setting up puppy's pose. So from tabletop, you're going to walk your hands out a little farther to lengthen the spine. Tailbone's going to stay up, and the center of your chest melts down. And this is also often called melting heart pose. So the heart space just sinks to the floor. Ears are aligned with the arms. Forehead can drop to the floor if you like. Find that nice lengthening of the spine. Deep breath. And again, trying to create that energy of letting go, setting up for a sleep state. So mindfully soften. And then we're going to make our way back to the tabletop, setting up for thread the needle. So here, we're going to start by scooping the right arm underneath the left, lowering down to the right shoulder and right side of the head. Your left hand can stay right in front of your face to prop up. You can also drop that arm behind your back, giving yourself a little more mid-back twist. Thread the needle is lovely because it does twist more around the mid-back, and most of our twists go down into the lower back. Take a deep breath, wring out that nervous system in this twist. And then make your way back into a tabletop, and we'll set up thread the needle for the other side. So here, we're going to scoop the left arm underneath the right, gently lowering down to the shoulder and the side of the head. Hand can stay right here, propped in front of the face. You can wrap that arm behind your back. Whatever feels right in your body. And then as soon as you enter that pose and you get settled, back to the breath. Deep, soft, relaxing breaths, mindfully letting go of any tension and tightness through those exhales. And then make your way back into a tabletop. And here we're going to set up for camel pose. So bring yourself up to a kneeling position. Hands move now to the low back, fingers point upwards. Shoulders roll back and down, shoulder blades draw together, creating lots of openness. We hold a lot of stress and tension around our heart. We want to create some space to let go of that so we can sleep peacefully and then get some actual rest from our sleep. So lift up through the heart, draw the shoulder blades back, relax the head and neck to wherever is comfortable for you. Also opening the fifth chakra, the throat, letting go. This is the center of truth and expression, the fifth chakra. So open up, take a breath, air that out. If you had to bite your tongue a lot of times today, let some of that energy move. And then coming back up to a neutral kneeling posture. And we're going to bring our legs straight out, setting up for a seated forward fold. So legs come out in front of you, sitting up nice and tall. And I like to go in with a breath, entering the pose that way. So take an inhale and stretch your arms up. And then as you exhale, start to hinge at the hips coming forward, bringing your hands down wherever they land on this. And then when you feel like you're in the right amount of stretch for your body, do relax your head and neck. Let your eyes gaze downward. Soften everything in your face, letting go of that tension. Forward folds are naturally relaxing to the nervous system, but it's not so much about this stretch back here. It's the position of the head. It helps get rid of all stimulation around you by turning your head downward. Close your eyes if you like to add even a bit more. I think this practice is so simple that after practicing it a few times, you're going to be able to do it without the video. And then feel free to do the whole thing with eyes closed. There's really nothing to see in this video, in this practice. And then you're slowly going to come back up. Bringing the bottoms of the feet together, we're going into Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. Tailbones rooted down, spines nice and straight. And again, we're going to keep that straight spine as we enter the pose here. But then when you found your edge of stretch, relax the head and neck. Turn that gaze downward. Close your eyes if you like. I hold on right at my ankles. You can hold on over your toes if you like. Just make sure you're not pulling up on the ankle, wherever feels good. And here you can also gently press your elbows into your low legs to create a little bit more release, a little bit more space. One more breath, soften. Just feel all of that tension, tightness. Again, regardless of what the sleep disturbance is about, you still want to have a mind-body practice to let go of the tension of it. Get the energy flowing in a positive way. And then bring yourself back up. Knees come back up. And we're going to roll down onto our backs now. So taking your time to roll down. Scoot down a little bit more. And once your spine is on the floor, and ideally you'll be practicing this on a yoga mat or a carpet, something that has a bit of a firm base for you, just let your body sink into that. If you're practicing this on your bed, it might be too soft to really feel your body let go against that firm base, that firm floor. So just take a moment here. The next pose is called fish pose. So to get into it, we're going to stretch our legs straight out. We're going to scoot our hands underneath our hips with the palms to the floor. So just scoot them underneath your hips. And you're going to draw your elbows as close to your body as you can get them. And when we enter this pose, we press down from elbow to wrist and then lift up through the heart. So when you're ready, press into elbow and wrist, lift up through the heart, relax the head and neck down. And you can gently press backwards towards your head a little bit to free some more neck space if you like. Again, we're opening that fifth chakra, opening the fourth chakra, the heart, letting go of those places that we've probably held a lot of energy throughout the day. And then slowly ease back down. And after this one, just free your arms from underneath you and take a moment. There's a lot of energy exchange in fish pose. So let your body recalibrate for a moment and enjoy that wonderful feeling. Next, we're going into figure 4. So bend the knees in, feet hip distance apart. We're going to cross the right leg over the left, knee drops open, shins parallel to the floor. Reach through the legs so you grab onto the back of the left leg and draw the knees in. Taking a moment, deep breath here. Gently press your tailbone down to the floor so your spine is nice and long in this pose as you draw the knees in. Again, taking on as much stretch as feels right in your body. That is always a personal call that can change from day to day as your needs change day to day. One more deep breath here. And then you're going to lower that foot down. And you're going to cross that right leg a little bit tighter. So you have more of a tighter cross leg. You're going to scoot your hips about 2 inches to the right. Just pick your bum up and move it over about 2 inches. Arms go into the T position with palms up and knees drop over to the left. When you've reached that, when your knees have dropped over and you're comfortable there, turn your head away from your knees. This is a reclining bound twist. This is one of the deepest twists that you can do in a yoga practice. It gives that final ring out to the nervous system, the spine. Helping no matter what the sleep disturbance cause is, this helps the nervous system. A calm nervous system is always necessary to get a decent night's sleep, and not even just sleep, but rest. So I'm sure you've had that experience where you've slept, but you wake up and you're exhausted, and you start the day that way. That means the sleep wasn't restful. This helps you get restful sleep. And then we're going to roll back center, realign the hips, feet come down. We're going to take a center stretch here. So with an inhale, reach your arms up, your legs long. And with your exhale, relax your arms back down. We're setting up figure 4 on the other side. So knees bend in, left leg crosses over, knee drops open. Bring your knees towards your chest, hugging those knees in to get the right amount of stretch for your body. Mindfully going through, making sure the tailbone slightly pressed down to the floor so the spine is nice and long. That little adjustment will also give you a deeper stretch through the hips, a targeted area of this pose. Soften the muscles around your eyes and jaw. Help yourself out by going through your body periodically mindfully to make sure you're not holding tension, tightness anywhere. This is an opportunity. If you're doing this practice, you've took this opportunity to help yourself let go of tension and tightness of the day. And then lower your right leg. Left leg crosses over tighter now. You're going to scoot your bum a little bit to the left. We just do that because when we roll up on a hip, it kind of throws the spine out of alignment. So that adjustment just helps us land with our spine in alignment. The knees drop over, arms in T position with palms up. And once you feel comfortable there, turn your head away from the knees so you have that full ring out effect of your whole spine. And then a deep breath, linger on that inhale, let it build a little bit more, giving an extra squeeze to the spine, the nervous system, and soften through that exhale. One more here. And then you're going to roll back center. Realign the hips and feet come down. And we're going to go into our final posture here. We're going to come up and we're going to do legs up the wall. If you did one thing in yoga to help prepare yourself for better sleep, it would be this pose. This whole practice is ideal and you'll have a better experience in legs up the wall after doing it, but this one alone. So you're going to scoot your bum up to the wall, and I enter this way if you have a preferred way. And if you have a blanket, you can slide that underneath your hips and get your hips up on that blanket for a little extra padding and a little elevated hips. And then you're going to swing the legs up the wall as you roll down onto your back. Now, the position that you want to be in for legs up the wall, you want your bum as close to the wall as you can get it without too much stretch sensation through the back of the legs. If you have very tight hamstrings and you're getting a lot of stretch here, scoot back a little bit away from the wall so that you can relax. Because if you have too much stretch, you won't be able to relax. I had this cat behind 2 locked doors. So this is another reason sometimes you don't sleep well, because you get little disturbances. And then legs up the wall, just relax into this posture. Take a moment, feel your spine get heavy. You can turn your palms up. You can place left hand on heart, right hand on your belly, whatever feels right to your body. And we're just going to stay right now for a minute because I want to show you how to get out of this and end this practice. But when you're practicing on your own, stay in legs up the wall for 5 minutes. You can look this pose up and people might tell you to stay in for 10 or 15 minutes. The problem with extended time in it is your legs will fall asleep, and then coming out of it, it'll be so activating to your system to be able to reactivate your legs. So 5 minutes is plenty. But right now, we're going to start to come out of it. So when you do come out of it, this is how you get out of it. You're going to roll to your left side. That is key. Left side is your moon side. Right side is your sun side. We want everything calm. So roll over to your left side. Just bring your knees down. Roll over onto your left side and pause there for a couple breaths. Even staying 5 minutes, you're going to have a lot of sensation throughout the legs. And then after you feel a little bit recalibrated, slowly bring yourself up. And you're going to bring yourself over to a seated posture. Maybe a Sukhasana posture. Roll your shoulders back and down and take a moment. This is always key to any yoga practice. And if you've done more of my videos, you know I emphasize this every time. Moments of mind-body integration. You want to take a moment to let whatever you just did register on all levels. You probably feel more relaxed. You might feel a little calm, a little tingly, but you want to take a moment to integrate that. So sit nice and tall, shoulders back and down, a little body scan, softening things and just noticing the effects of your effort. And then that's it. That's where we'll end this practice. So again, when you're on your own, I do encourage you to stay in legs up the wall for about 5 minutes. But this practice is short, it's easy. Practicing it a couple times with the video, you'll probably have it down that you can guide yourself without the video. And then of course you can take as long as you like in all of the poses. I hope you enjoyed this practice. I hope you are able to sleep better. This is one that helps you fall asleep and stay asleep. But I also have many other mind-body strategies, and especially for the different reasons for sleep disturbance. So please feel free to see other videos on that. Thank you for watching.